We're past Blue Monday, but I'm having a bad day, so we're gonna be really, really petty and focus on other people's bad days to make me feel better. I do have to say, everybody has a bad day, everybody makes mistakes, everybody is human, apart from the AI bots. So although, hands up, I'm coming at it from a perspective of I'm a little bit bitter, we all have bad days, and this is a good time to just go, you know what? It's fine. It's probably not the end of the world. Though it does feel like it at the time. Starting off strong. Have you ever sent something to the wrong person? Do you remember that time last year that a US journalist was added to a secure WhatsApp group? A little bit awkward. At least it wasn't you. I didn't know this one. In 1999, NASA lost a Mars orbiter in space because there were two teams and one of them is using metric versus imperial. So I imagine that would have been quite an expensive mistake. $125 million. Oh, that's not a good day. Another one I've not heard of, Night Capital. Apparently in 2012, they had a new trading system, and in about 30 minutes, the system made unlimited stock trades and cost the firm $500 million and made them go bankrupt. Oh, that's a bit, oh. This is suggesting there's more Y2K mayhem than I remember. The premise of this, for those who didn't live through it, and I was only a small child living through this, is that the computer's systems weren't built to be able to deal with 2000 as a date. So there was a big hype going, oh, okay, the 1st of Jan 2000 is going to break everything. And I thought that it came and it was fine, but apparently things like nuclear plant computers crashed, passport systems failed, and taximeters stopped. So, I wasn't working. I don't remember any of that. I thought it was just kind of like a big hype and then it didn't actually happen. So, future-proofing. I also hadn't heard of this. 2008, Microsoft Zune, apparently like some sort of music platform. There was a bug where I didn't recognise leap years. People were trying to play music for New Year's Eve and then it just stopped working. In 2006, a guy called Guy Gomer, I should have thought about that better coming into it. The guy's name's Guy. Anyway, he went to the BBC for a job interview, but they accidentally led him to an expert interview, so live on air. He had to apparently make up answers as he went. I'm not sure. What would you do in that situation? I don't know what I would do. I think I might be like, I think you got the wrong person. I don't know. I really don't know. I hope they hired him after that. Saving face. Apparently this is a classic TV moment. 2015, the wrong winner for Miss Universe was announced by Steve Harvey. And then he immediately corrected himself. Can you imagine the tension though leading up to that? You're waiting, really, really tense. And then say your name's called. And then the guy's just like, actually, no, sorry. Oh, that would haunt my nightmares, I think. Just wouldn't trust anything again. My Google searches aren't coming up with a good balance of relatively lighthearted and also something that you can look up that are not massively scary. But do you remember that time during lockdown where there's this guy doing an interview again on the BBC and then his daughter just kind of comes waltzing into the room and then his wife to grab the daughter and it's like, it's a bit of a disaster, but it's classic TV. Can you imagine being just like, you know, when you are on a Zoom call or something and something's happening in the background because you're at home and you just start cringing? It must have been like that, but 100, because like, I'm on live TV. Oh no, why did I not lock the door? I managed to get some more search results and BBC Dad came up. But before that, Ellen Fleur, apparently she's a Welsh TV presenter and she was doing an interview live on air, probably, you know, in that same mindset of I'm very professional woman working from home, like, I know what I'm doing. And then her husband comes in the background and he's like, oh crap, and then he's trying to keep out shots, so he just starts crawling. That sounds amazing. Got some funny ones there. Apparently Samuel L. Jackson went to an interview and the interviewer asked him about another movie that he wasn't in. He was quite lighthearted about it. Can you imagine being that interviewer, just realising and going, oh, because obviously I haven't put enough effort into the research. I wonder if it's because I'm based in the UK that they keep bringing up BBC options, but Mariam Moshiri apparently thought she was off camera and started making some peacock noises, but she was live on air and they were like, actually, you're on air. And she just like, it went fine and just rolled with it. I would do that. If I was a journo, I would be making some weird faces and weird noises, just like trying to chill out. And I reckon I'd probably get caught. But I'd also become quite paranoid about it, probably. I don't know. What would you do? Would you embrace it and be like, yeah, this is me? Or would you be more like, I'm going to be very, very professional and robotic? So much BBC stuff here, but it's hilarious, so I'm going to keep it in. There's a presenter who didn't have that iPad anywhere near them, so they just held their hand up and pretended for a whole segment. And then another one where somebody accidentally read out a bit of a risque email instead of what they were supposed to be reading out. They just brushed it off. I mean, you can't really do anything else. Well, I guess you could brush it off, or you could be like, I'm so sorry, that was the wrong email. It's funnier when it is in journalism, I think, because then like you've got the evidence of it, and it's generally relatively lighthearted, like not a genuine mistake that's led to anybody getting hurt or anything. Don't you remember that Coldplay concert? That was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Do you think Chris Martin genuinely thought at the time, oh, this is going to turn into a big thing? It's quite a big thing, wasn't it? I guess the only other thing I was thinking of when prepping for this were things like when somebody's published something, specifically government stuff, and then really backtracked. But that gets a little bit political and a little bit intense, and that is not the point of this video. But people have to backtrack because there is public outcry. I'm not using any of the classic fodder that would be Reddit threads because they're not specific enough. Like, I want you to be able to look these things up and have a bit of a chuckle. I feel a bit better. Laughter does that. But you don't always want to be laughing when you're having a bit of a crap day. Just kind of want to sit in it and get grumpy. Because my day's not over yet. But it's fine. At least I've got some happy hormones. I hope this has made you smile. I hope it's given you a chuckle. I hope it's made you feel a little bit better if you are having a bad day, or just in general if you're not having a bad day. Let me know what you would do in some of these situations. Sometimes there's not really a good answer, is there? Anyway, take that slightly sunnier smile into next week. And remember the Dr. Seuss. Did I ever tell you how lucky you were? Just tell yourself, Ducky, you're really quite lucky. There are some people who are much more, oh ever so much more, so much more unlucky than you. Have a great week. Bye!